and welcome to another sports podcast. My name is Cayman. I'm your host, and I have here a flurry of other hosts with opinions and banter to help me along the way. Welcome to Black Ambition Media, your hub for engaging and diverse content. From The Rising, where we dive into black culture and politics, to everyday hip-hop with music reviews and hip-hop debates, and another sports podcast for the latest sports news. We've got something for everyone. Subscribe now and stay informed, inspired, and entertained. A lot is going on. It is March. March Madness will begin soon, but the NBA is on fire right now, I'm telling you. And before we even get into the basketball of things, I want to start with an NBA topic that we saw on Thursday. On Thursday, guys, the Lakers played the Knicks and beat them in overtime, 109-113. But the headlines that was going on after that game wasn't about the win. It was about Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. Now, LeBron James approached Stephen A. Smith. About time. You said it's about time.
Somebody needs to do it. Talk too much.
I'm going to just say this. That same day, Stephen A. signed a contract with ESPN, a long-term deal, 5 years. It's reported $100 million. I don't know if it was that much. We don't know the specifics of the deal. I've seen certain reports saying that this deal gives him the freedom to do other things outside of ESPN, also with First Take being the number one objective of what he needs to do for ESPN, involving himself in Monday Night Football Countdown and stuff like that. Stephen A. is everywhere, and yes, Stephen A. is the face of the ESPN. And Stephen A. made some comments about Bronny, I say about 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, and LeBron didn't like it. LeBron approached Stephen A. with one of the Morris twins, and we know what one of the Morris twins represents in the NBA. They're the enforcers of the NBA. I believe Scott Brooks was somewhere close to the conversation too, and Stephen A. told us what LeBron said to him. Stop talking about my effing kid or something along those lines. Now I want you guys to chime in now. What do you guys think about the Stephen A. LeBron James debacle that we seen on Thursday night as LeBron approached Stephen A. Smith?
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I know you don't.
I truly don't, because sometimes it takes somebody to step in and tell somebody about themselves for them to get checked. Sometimes you just got to check somebody. And Stephen A. been talking shit for a very, very, very long time.
But what is he talking shit about?
Well, I mean, the people been talking shit about Bronny James since he got to the league.
What about scoring 4 points?
No, he's not scoring 4 points in the G League, sir.
We're talking about the NBA.
Okay, we're talking about he's in the G League right now.
But he's also plays in the NBA.
Okay, and
what does he score when he's in the NBA?
Okay.
I feel like Stephen A. would talk about anybody that scored that many points in the NBA.
Okay, let's relax. Let's relax. Right, I like that. But let me put this situation Let me put this situation in proper context. Stephen A. went on First Take, which is the number one television show for the 13 straight years as far as sports talk. Went on there and pleaded with LeBron James, saying, as a father, LeBron, as a father, I'm begging you, stop this. And what was he begging LeBron to stop? Now, this is where Stephen A. gets in trouble, and I'm right smack dab in the middle of this point. LeBron James and Stephen A., I believe, are both right in this situation. I give both of them credit. I give them both blame because they both made mistakes. Now, let me talk about Stephen A.'s original comments. I'm pleading to you as a father. To me, sometimes, and respect to Stephen A., one of the hardest work ethics in the business as far as journalism, as far as what it takes to be great in this industry. And I have to look up to something like that, like If I want to be successful in this field, I have to work as hard as Stephen A is working. That nigga work every day. That nigga work every day and he hustles. That $100 million is earned of what he gives ESPN. But his job is not to watch each and every game. So he's not watching each and every Laker game like I'm watching each and every Laker game. I'm literally watching each and every Laker game. So after the Lakers played the Philadelphia 76ers earlier in January, Bronny got the first significant minutes he's ever gotten in an NBA game, except the first game when they made history as the first father and son duo in the NBA. This was a game that the Lakers lost. They didn't look good, but Bronny had been playing good in the Stay Ready games. Bronny James had been playing good in the G League, and JJ Redick gave the young man a chance, a second-round pick, a 55th pick. Let's put that in proper context.
5-5.
A 55th pick. He gave him a chance in one game, Xavier. And after one game where Bronny James got significant minutes, I'm not talking about garbage time, people. I'm talking about significant minutes. He put him in the first or second quarter. This was the first time in the whole season. I've watched every Laker game. Bronny James has not got significant minutes in an NBA game. A 55th pick doesn't, usually. So this is not out of the norm, people. But he gave him minutes because he's been playing well. Now, after that, huh?
Was that why?
What do you? Oh.
That's why he got the minutes.
You can say whatever
because he was playing well.
You can say whatever.
Could there be something else possibly?
You can say whatever, and I'm gonna give. We can talk about that. But after that one game, Stephen A. Smith goes on the #1 sports show and talks about, I'm pleading with you as a father about the 55th pick. Are you kidding me? The #1 sports show. Everybody has eyes on First Take, and you want to sit there and talk about Bronny. That's where I give Stephen A. some pushback. Now, Stephen A. has not talked about Bronny on purpose. This is where I give him grace. Stephen A. has made it a point to say, I'm not going to watch this kid. I'm not going to judge this kid. Stephen A. has went out his way to stop Bronny slander in the past. So I'm not sure why he did what he did on that day. Maybe they just didn't have no topics to talk about. And you know Stephen A. had to turn it up.
Hey, sometimes you got to.
Sometimes you got to. But that's where I give Stephen A. some grace because he has given Bronny grace in the past. Now, LeBron as a father confronting Stephen A., I mean, I get it. It's on site. You said something that I don't like, let's do it. But let's put it in proper context. You guys are talking about the 55th pick on the #1 sports show in the land.
I mean, he might be the 55th pick, but he has the sales and the marketing of an all-star.
His jersey sold more than his father's.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Stop.
So hold on.
Exactly.
The deal he signed with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Exactly.
The deal he signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, that means he's underpaid with that. If he's having the jersey sales, that means he's making more revenue for the Los Angeles Lakers. That means that's a good business move for them to even draft the man.
Literally.
At the 55th pick.
5-5.
So what are we talking about right now?
We're saying everything.
What
but
is
basketball.
the problem? What's the problem?
Because the problem is you're saying everything but basketball is the
But
reason
he's
there.
well,
it was a
though.
good
He's been
market. It was a
playing
good
well.
marketing move
For the 55th
jersey
pick,
sales.
he's
You're
been
saying
playing
everything
well.
but the fact that he's good at basketball.
He's been playing well.
Not to say that he's
Isn't
bad at
playing well
basketball.
good at basketball?
Yeah, a lot of people play well, but are a lot of people going to get that same opportunity?
Yeah.
What
I think
opportunity is he getting right now that 55th pick has gotten?
The opportunity to play.
When?
He's not really playing, Xavier.
I told you he got one game that he got significant minutes.
He's not playing.
One game.
But how often is somebody from the G League getting pulled up to go play?
Okay, you can say that.
And is he even top 5 in the G League?
We're not talking about top 5 in the G League. Is he top 5 on the Lakers roster in the G League? Absolutely.
And how did he make the Lakers roster for the G League?
By not being good enough to start on an NBA team.
Let's be real.
Right now.
He's LeBron James.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Junior.
trying to get y'all to understand. Like,
But
He's
no,
LeBron
I don't
James.
understand why y'all are confused.
No,
can
I'm
say
just saying
this.
Jordan's son tried to make it to the league. He didn't make it. I'm just saying.
I don't think because I think Jordan.
Jordan don't like his son.
I think Jordan isn't going to have his son
Or was
go
he
play
I forgot
basketball when he knows Jordan's son ain't ready to go play basketball in the league. He's not gonna go do it because it's a fun little marketing ploy, and I want to be the first father-son duo in the
Jordan
league.
knew
and
his son was not as talented enough to make it to the league. Period.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, but Bronny is.
I mean,
Maybe not right now, but he
yeah.
has the talent to be an NBA.
And that's what- and that's what
at least a role player.
and that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, y'all can't be surprised that people got something to say. Like, people feel some type of way.
And
When
the
we can
people-
all agree
and the
that
Based
people
on
have
the-
something to say haven't
well, we
played
can all
basketball.
agree Bronny right now does not have what it takes to play in the NBA.
Hold on.
Or in the G League.
Okay,
Oh, in the G League, no,
On the
that's
G
wrong.
League, you're wrong.
You're
On
wrong.
the G League, you're wrong, and I have stats for that.
Okay,
but
yeah,
let's hold on.
Yeah, he might be able to play in the G League.
Let's
but
go back to
that
the
man
interaction.
Would still be in college.
Let's go. Okay,
That man
you can
would
say that
still
too.
be in
You
college.
can say that too.
If his last name was not James.
You can say that
If
too,
that
but his
was
last name
Bronny
is
Walker,
James. But his last
if
name
his
is
name
James.
was Bronny Walker, you wouldn't be so adamant about him being like,
But
oh
his
my
last
God,
name. His
this
last
is
name
a
is
future
James.
talent that we have to hold dear, so
If his
make sure
last
nobody
name was
corrupts
Walker,
him.
nobody would be paying attention to him because he was the 55th pick.
55th pick.
No, if his last name was Walker, he wouldn't have been a 55th pick because he would have still been in college. Would he go to college for 1 year?
I guarantee you there's
Yes.
people.
He went to college. He went to college for 1 year.
So you're trying to tell me that,
And now he plays for the Lakers.
So you're trying to tell me that the
you think
the
he's
players
that
were
type of
picked-
player?
So you're trying to tell me that all the players that were picked after LeBron James' son are better than LeBron James?
Can I,
son?
okay. I didn't want to get into these stats yet
Stop it.
because you guys have not talked about. Okay, let's go back real quick. What do you guys think about the LeBron Stephen A interaction specifically?
I think LeBron was purposely trying to embarrass Stephen A. by making that scene at the game.
Okay.
LeBron knows he's LeBron. LeBron knows all eyes are on him at any point. So LeBron knows if I'm talking to Stephen A. and I'm making all these gestures with my body and my hands and I'm walking back and forth, people are going to be recording. People are going to start their conversations, and people are going to be like, oh, LeBron must be sticking up. LeBron's tired of Stephen A. talking about his son. That's good. Like, LeBron knows what he's doing. You're going to talk about my son publicly. I'm going to make people start talking about you publicly. So I'm just tired of everything being just a big publicity stunt. That's what it just looks like overall. If LeBron was really that serious about it, he could have called Stephen A. That's LeBron. He could have called Stephen A., pulled him into the locker room. He could have talked to him at any point. Like
What about
you said,
on site?
like
What
you
about
said,
on
how
site?
How long ago did Stephen A. make those comments before
About 2
LeBron?
months.
About 2 months.
But this is the first time he's
About
seen
2
him.
months.
Maybe this is the first time he saw him.
Hey, if it was that important, I
He's
would've
not
gave-
going out
if
of his
that
way
was-
to find this
If it
dude.
was that important, I don't got to find you. But if that was important, I got your number.
Oh, next time I see you, I'm gonna talk to you. That's probably what he said in his
Yeah.
head. And the next time he saw him, he had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
It wasn't an aggressive conversation.
Well, he did.
Did you watch his body?
He was saying stuff that Stephen A. couldn't even repeat on first take.
Okay, well, that's not an aggressive. He wasn't
I
like.
mean, if you can't repeat
flex-
it, I'm
Keep
assuming
my
it's-
king son out of
Okay.
that got Will Smith banned from the Oscars.
No, he actually slapped him.
the slap was that.
LeBron didn't slap Stephen A. Smith.
And he was on his way.
Stephen A. Smith got
But
his
if
feelings
LeBron
hurt.
would have slapped
Sorry.
Stephen A. Smith, he would have left nothing but his socks on that court.
Sorry, Stephen A. got his feelings hurt. I'm sorry. Sorry, you got your feelings
Yeah,
hurt.
he got his feelings hurt. Did you see him holding him tears back, trying to explain?
He got exposed.
LeBron came to me and said to stop talking about his fucking son.
And my
So what am I
feelings
gonna
were
do? I'm gonna keep talking about
All
his
right,
fucking son.
all right, guys. Like
Shout out Bronny.
shout out Bronny, but let's talk about these stats real quick because I want to put this in proper perspective. I did a lot of research, guys. I wanted to know the 15 picks before Bronny. What are their stats in the NBA? And not only what are their stats in the NBA, what are their stats if they got assigned to the G League affiliate of the NBA? So we're talking about picks 40 through 55, Xavier. I'm going to read to you guys the G League stats of picks 40 through 55 in this NBA draft. This is very interesting to me. Pick 40, Oso Ighardaro. I don't know if I said that name right.
Probably not.
No disrespect to you. But the G League affiliate team was the Northern Arizona Suns. His points per game was 12.5. His rebounds per game was 6.8.
And this is in the G League?
This is in the G League. So that was the 40th pick. 41, Adam Bona, Delaware Blue Coats, 10 points, 7 rebounds. KJ Simpson, Greensboro Swarm, 14.3, 3.2. Nikola Dursic, College Park Skyhawks, 11.7. Pele Larson, Fall Skyforce, 13 points, 3.9 rebounds. Jamal Sheed, Raptors 905, 9.8. Cam Christie, Ontario Clippers, 12.1. Antonio Reeves, Birmingham Squadron, 15.4. Harrison Ingram, Austin Spurs, 13.6. Tristan Newton, Fort Wayne Mad Ants, 16.4. Enrique Freeman, we're at pick 50 right now, guys. Fort Wayne Mad Ants, 10.9. Melvin Anginsa, Texas Legends, 11.2. Quentin Post, Oklahoma City Blue, 9.5. Cam Spencer, Memphis Hustle, 10.7. Anton Watson, Maine Celtics, 12.9. And at pick number 55,
5-5.
Bronny James, South Bay Lakers, 17.4.
So about a 3-point difference from the top other players scoring 14.
That
And
were picked.
out of those other players, how often do they get pulled up to play in the NBA?
Doesn't
How many looks?
Xavier.
I'm saying out of the other players
Xavier.
you mentioned, how many looks?
Most people in the G League get pulled up when somebody gets hurt.
No,
Thank
that's what I'm
you.
saying. How many of those other
And the
players
Lakers
Xavier.
have
get
been
those
hurt.
looks?
The facts of
And
the
that-
matter
that
is,
practice and that,
hold on.
and that potential to play against
hold on.
NBA players.
The
to
facts of the
improve.
matter is, from picks 40 through 55,
And it wasn't too
Bronny
far off.
James is leading them in G League points per game.
And it wasn't too far off. And how many NBA games has he played compared to them?
He doesn't play
He
nothing but in
played-
garbage
he's
time.
probably
He had
played a
one
total of
significant
freaking
game.
10 minutes total.
Thank you.
Tick is tick.
And he's
Stop it.
getting jersey sales. He's
Yeah.
getting endorsements. People are actually chanting Bronny.
Every time he steps on the court.
Every time he steps on the court, people
Everybody
want to see
believe in that boy
Bronny.
except for the critics and you.
People want to see Bronny.
Why do people want to see Bronny came in? Y'all need to finish the question.
What do you
why
mean?
do people want to see Bronny, Xavier?
Because that's LeBron's son.
Why can't he? Because we know we want to see him do well, and he has the potential.
Because
to do
like
well.
you said, if his name was Bronny Walker, you would have no idea who that is.
So is that a
So you
problem?
wouldn't be
Is
checking-
I would
that
know
a-
what he was
So you
because
wouldn't
he'd
be
be averaging
checking. You
17
wouldn't be
points a
checking for
game.
the guy. You wouldn't be checking for the guy averaging 17 points.
But
in the
he
G
knows how to
League.
play basketball. I'm just
A lot of
saying.
people know how to play basketball. I'm pretty sure if you're in the G League, you're supposed to know how to play basketball.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if you in the league, you're supposed to know how to play basketball, Cayman. That's kind of the point of the game. Nigga said, he knows how to play basketball, Cayman.
He knows, but I'm just saying he's
I
LeBron.
hope so.
He's LeBron James' son, and he knows how to play basketball.
I would hope
He's
so.
LeBron James' son, and he knows how to play basketball. That's a collection. I want to see the second greatest player. You have a freaking kid. You're the second greatest player of all time, and you have a kid.
Stop with the second.
A lot of a lot of athletes have kids. Magic Johnson has a kid. There's a lot of kids, Cayman. That don't mean nothing.
I'm just saying he wanted to play basketball.
Whose kid that's in the league right now that their father was great,
Great.
that they end up being better than their father? There's a lot of children in the league right now that aren't as good as their dads. We ain't talking about none of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's only a select few kids out there that were better than
Why
their
does he
fathers.
have so much attention? Is the only
Literally.
thing we're
Because
saying.
I think it's the way that it happened
Okay.
is why he's getting that attention. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Scotty Barnes, I don't think all these other NBA players' sons that are in the league.
Scotty Barnes.
I'm about to say, what? Who's Scotty Barnes' dad? Who's dad you think
Scottie
Scotty
Pippen?
Barnes is?
Is that not Scotty Pippen?
Stop
Scotty
it.
Pippen Jr.
Stop
fool.
it.
Scotty Pippen Jr.
Scotty Pippen
And
Jr.
Max
Jr.
Christie is Doug Christie's son,
I
too.
don't even know
by
who
the way.
he is.
Savior, come
Speaking
on.
gibberish now.
Come on.
And DeAndre Jordan is Michael Jordan's son. in this topic though, Bronny James to me, I don't believe deserves the media attention that he's been getting. And if you want to give Bronny James the media attention, talk about the good about Bronny James too. Talk about from picks 40 through 55, he's leading them in G League scoring. Talk about the dunks he's doing. Talk about the things that he's doing in the G League that are
The
foundational.
decision-making.
The decision,
Stop.
it's he's gonna be good, guys. He's gonna be good if he wants to be good.
And
And
obviously he wants to be good because he could be sitting right at home right now playing
video games. Still
And-
making money.
And he would be.
But he wants to play basketball.
No, I'm saying he would be if that last name wasn't James.
No,
And-
he'd still be playing basketball.
Yeah, he'd still be playing basketball, but he would for sure be in college.
Right. Well, respect to him.
Yeah, respect to him.
That man almost died on the
But
court.
I'm saying
He almost died.
And maybe that
we're
might
not here
have
for
a
the sympathy
reason.
Points right now came in.
Do you think it would have been as much of a rush to get him to the league?
I think everything would have still happened the same way,
But not as fast?
I think he would have. I think he would have did 1 year. The thing is, his USC year that he did would have just been better. He was on a minutes restriction. A lot of things were going on. He didn't start the season at USC, so there was a lot of things that kind of restricted Bronny James at that moment. After the heart thing that happened, that just wouldn't have happened. But I still think he would have been somewhere around the 55th pick, maybe even better.
Talk about the mental part of bouncing
Right.
back from that setback.
Why y'all
Talk about
him,
it.
Why y'all treating him like a Make-A-Wish kid?
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Xavier, stop.
Listen, it was a heart attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't even have a heart attack, and I know how much it can affect. Even if it's not you that has it. So just imagine it's you that had it, but yet you're still trying to accomplish your goal. But to accomplish your goal takes a lot, man, to get to that next level. That's what I don't think you're understanding.
No, I understand and I get that, but I'm just saying he only gets the opportunity to work through his struggles at this level because that's LeBron's son.
And congrats to that. Congrats to the black family that did
And
that.
I'm just saying,
That's the truth. So who cares?
Who
So what?
cares?
So
No,
what?
I'm
Who
saying.
fucking cares?
well, we care. We do care. We
Do
care.
we? You care?
No, I'm saying we have a lot
Why?
to say about.
Literally.
We have a lot
Why?
to say about nepotism when it comes to white people.
I don't have nothing to say about it.
Literally, because it's been going on my whole life.
George
It's
H.W.
right.
Bush and
And-
George W. Bush were presidents.
Stop.
And how did that go?
It didn't go well.
Were they qualified?
No.
How often does nepotism actually work out pretty good?
So your problem in
I don't have a-
totality is with nepotism.
I'm
It's not-
actually I'm just giving y'all a different perspective.
okay.
I
I love
don't
it.
really care.
I love it. I love
But
it.
I'm just saying, like, I
Way
don't
to
understand
pod.
why y'all trying to act like
People
I
help
don't
people-
understand why people have a problem with Bronny. I don't understand why Stephen A. is saying these things about Bronny. What do y'all mean? He's saying these things about Bronny because Bronny is only playing for the Lakers. Bronny is only in the Lakers G League. Bronny only went and played college for 1 year and got drafted to the Lakers because he's LeBron's son. If that was Bronny Walker Sr., he would still be in college on Fortnite talking to whatever that little white boy is. It doesn't matter.
But
If
guess
he was
what?
anybody else, he wouldn't be in this
But guess
situation.
what? His
He
daddy
wouldn't
is
have
LeBron
have
James.
jersey sales at a 55th pick bigger than LeBron James. But you want to why
Nobody
do people
bought
have a
Michael
problem?
Jordan's son's jersey. Nobody bought Magic
because-
Johnson's son's jersey.
Michael Jordan slaps people. Michael Jordan didn't want his son to play basketball because he wasn't probably good enough to play. Michael Jordan wouldn't be like, I'm just gonna go put my son in the G League until he's good enough to come play. If you ain't good enough, you ain't good enough. That's it. And that's the difference between the type of player that LeBron is and Michael Jordan is. If you ain't great right now, then you just ain't great right now. It ain't great, and let's just work through your struggles together.
So you're saying that the people that he's outscoring that got drafted before him don't belong in the league either?
They belong in the G League.
Okay, so why doesn't he belong in the G League?
That's
what
where he
he's
is.
doing right now.
That's where he
That's
is. But
where
I'm
he
saying
is.
the looks.
Oh, okay, you can't talk now. Why?
I said it. The looks,
I get it.
the pull-ups that
All right,
he's
guys.
getting, the chances that he's getting.
Let's move on.
Nobody else that scoring those 17 points is getting the same amount of opportunities that he is. That's because he's LeBron's son.
I don't agree with you, sir.
I get it. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the basketball thing.
You ain't never wrecked this hard for a 55th pick in your life.
I haven't known.
You don't
any
even know
55th
another
pick.
55th pick ever in your life.
Absolutely
You
don't.
proving my point.
I don't know anything.
You only know it. You proving my point.
Let's go into the basketball of things, guys. The Lakers have lost 2 straight games, losing to the Boston Celtics in a Saturday night matchup, 101-111, and the Nets. Now, LeBron James did hurt himself in the 101-111 try and come back that the Lakers did try to do in the fourth quarter versus the Boston Celtics after falling behind, having a abysmal third quarter. Oh my goodness, that was a horrible third quarter. LeBron James is out. He hurt his groin. 1 to 2 weeks is the timetable. And they played the Nets too. I believe that even though Dorian Finney-Smith was out, Rui Hachimura was out, Jackson Hayes was out, LeBron James was out, I still think they should have won this game. Luka Doncic did not shoot the ball well. Austin Reeves did not shoot the ball well.
2 games in a row, man.
Yeah. He's still trying to get back from, I believe it was a calf injury or whatever was going on with Austin for the time being. I think this was a bad loss versus the Brooklyn Nets, but I mean, I like when stuff like this happens, and I'm not going to say I like when LeBron James gets hurt because we don't want LeBron James to be hurt. But this tells me a lot about the role players. This is telling me a lot about Gabe Vincent, who is shooting the lights out with the threes right now and doing what he needs to do to stay on the floor. This tells me a lot about Jared Vanderbilt and what we need Jared Vanderbilt to do in the long term with this team. This is going to tell me a lot about Luka Doncic. I can sleep well knowing that Luka Doncic has this team if LeBron James is out 1 to 2 weeks and we're revving up for the playoffs. I actually think that Luka needs something like this to get him all the way acclimated with the Los Angeles Lakers. He doesn't need a LeBron on the court. He doesn't need to defer to anybody. Of course, you have Austin Reeves, who's another playmaker and facilitator, but we know who Mano a Mano is when it comes to Luka Doncic on the floor. And we've seen LeBron James defer to Luka Doncic throughout the time where they've been winning a lot. But now, Luka, it's time for you to turn up. It's time for me to see the 40-point triple-doubles.
It's kind of hard to score 40 points when they got 3 people guarding you.
True,
You
and
know,
they're trapping him every time.
With Rui not on the floor, LeBron not on the floor, they could do that.
Yeah.
So this game really didn't bother me because we played so well against them
Right.
without those pieces.
Right.
I think that those looks that Luka were getting would be way better. They're obviously better when LeBron's on the floor. I think that Reeves is going to get out of his slump soon.
Right.
And Rui's going to be Rui. And I'm thinking we're going to be scary, period. I don't care how many games we lose prior to the playoffs. When the playoffs start, nobody going to win the playoffs first round.
Do you care about seeding at all when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers?
I don't, because I think that, in my personal opinion, if you're trying to win the whole thing, you got to go through some teams that you don't want to go through. Period. Now, do you want to get bounced out on the first round because you got to play against Denver?
I don't want to see them.
Okay, but you got to play Denver anyway.
True.
So what difference does it really make?
Yep.
That's how I see it.
If they're going to be at the finish line, and if they're going to be there, you got to play them eventually.
If you that team, that team. Like, listen, I don't know how we're 14th in scoring, but second in defense when we're supposed to be second in scoring and 14th in defense.
Right.
But I actually think our defense is going to be the key to our survival in the playoffs.
Yeah, I like the team. And I think this stretch, we played Denver twice in this stretch. We play, I believe, Oklahoma City. I don't know if it's with or without Bron in these next 2 weeks, but we play a lot of teams. We have one of the hardest schedules going down this this last 10, 20 games 5 weeks before the playoffs start. We have a very, very hard stretch. What is this team made of as far as role players go? Because I know what LeBron James is going to give me in the postseason. I know how he's going to turn up. I know how he's going to be cerebral. I know how he's going to understand the other team's offense and blow up plays and be that facilitator on defense and on offense. I know he's going to be that communicator. I've seen Luka in the playoffs. I know that he has the second best scoring average in the playoffs ever behind Michael Jordan. The only two players that average 30 points per game. I kind of know what I'm getting from them. Austin Reeves was one that had a great playoff series. Is he going to continue on that? Rui Hachimura had a great playoff series versus the Memphis Grizzlies when a couple years ago when they made the Western Conference Finals. Is he going to grow on that? So the role players to me is what really matters when we're talking about going all the way or winning a chip. And these are the times where a Jameson, these are the times where let me get my boy's name that has the mask on, because he is shooting the lights out of this ball right now. It's actually ridiculous.
You talking about Goodwin? You talking about Goodwin?
Talk about Goodwin.
Yeah, Goodwin. What is that noise?
Are you watching, bro?
Oh, bad.
They're watching videos. Oh my god.
I heard it, but I
Can't
didn't
take
hear
him nowhere.
That was my phone was playing a video and didn't
Samsung.
realize it was playing a video.
You need to get an iPhone, man.
And let me talk about Trey Jameson. What's the other guy's name? Goodwin?
Goodwin.
Man, he's shooting the lights out of the ball. But these are the role players and things that I'm looking forward to when it comes to the playoffs, because I know what my stars are going to give me. So this stretch is going to be very important for the Lakers. I do want to see them at a top 4 seed, top 3 seed, if they can get it. Nikola Jokic and what he's doing, he's trying to get the Nuggets where they need to be. So we shall see what the Lakers are made of.
How many games we got left?
I say about 20 games left, something like that.
We're sitting at what, 2? 3?
We're sitting at 3 now.
3.
Yeah, 3 now. So, we'll see. Luka definitely can carry the load, though. If anybody can,
He got to shoot better than
how
he
he
did
is
today.
Yeah, but like you said, them double teams and triple teams and all that, it can affect a person.
Right.
Yeah. Moving on to another topic, guys. We're going to talk about the top teams in the West, and Nikola Jokic, and what he did was he was the first person with the 30-20-20 game, I believe, which was absolutely crazy. I don't even I can't even grasp the basketball IQ, the greatness we're seeing from Nikola Jokic right now. We're taking the stat lines that he's doing for granted. One of the most skilled big men that we've ever seen. And I've never known what it was like to be a big man, and to actually not get the ball at times. And Nikola Jokic has completely, literally, like, what we deem a big man to be and how he has run this offense. Can you talk a little bit about just what it is to be a big man, not getting the ball at times, playing defense, and people not getting you the ball, and now how Nikola Jokic has expanded the NBA game to a point where he's facilitating the whole offense. He's the best passer on the team. Everything revolves around him. It's crazy.
What's his name? Probably way before your time, but it's a Meadowlark Lemon.
Okay.
You know, just controlling the offense from the middle of the key, just passing to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Jokic to me. Being a big man, absolutely used to hate not getting the ball. It kind of takes you out of the game.
Right.
Even if a big man has to to just keep running up and down the court, and not involved in any other offense. And the only time he touches the ball is if he gets a rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's tough. That's tough.
Tough way to play.
It's a tough way to play. So having a guard to get you the ball
Right.
is great. But
Being
a part
able
of
to
but being a part of a team where no matter what, you're getting the ball 1st.
Mm-hmm.
We want the ball in your hand. You figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Right.
That's great.
What do you see from Nikola Jokic as far as the skill level, from being a passer to a scorer to a rebounder? He can literally do it all.
I love it for the simple fact is, and anybody that's ever played with me can contest, I was slow as shit. Right? My reflexes was slow. My first step was slow. So to see him being able, I played under the rim.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to see him do
Dominate
all of that,
the game.
dominating the game,
Right.
makes me think that I should have probably worked harder and not be overwhelmed by all the things that I couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything that I couldn't do, he's
can't,
doing it.
Right, and he can't do. He's
know?
not athletic at all, but it's just IQ and basketball knowledge.
IQ.
Two's coming to me, somebody cut, I'm going to get you the ball. Every single time. With an on-point, pinpoint pass. How many big men can get you the ball off a double team, on-point, pinpoint, every single time? He's a gifted passer of the basketball. It's amazing to watch.
I love it. I mean, I don't love it enough to want them to beat the Lakers.
Right. But I feel like we just have to acknowledge him because the NBA rate, the MVP race will be coming down to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic. I think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last year probably deserved the award, and they gave it to Nikola Jokic, and probably Nikola Jokic deserves the award this year, and they're gonna give it to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They're never
They gonna give it to him?
Yeah, they'll give it to him. I think so. I definitely think so. Number 1 seed, nobody's gonna catch them.
Get it.
I was hoping that for a second, but now with this injury, he's not going to be able to. But what do you think about these top teams in the West? When we're talking about the Nuggets, we're talking about the Lakers, we're talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. Do you think the Thunder are legitimate contenders in the West? Are they going to make the finals? I think when it comes down to it, I'll take a Warriors team over the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'll take a Los Angeles Lakers team over an Oklahoma City Thunder. I'll take a veteran team over an Oklahoma City Thunder. That doesn't take any credit away from what they've been doing this regular season.
Right.
1,000% great. I just think the experience in the playoffs really, really matters, and Luka and LeBron is going to be a tough matchup for anybody when it comes to playoff matchups.
Big time.
So,
and like you said, the role players are playing very well right now.
mm-hmm.
And in the playoffs, this is just going to be on another level.
Right.
And once we get I'm glad the injuries happen now.
Right.
Because by the time the playoffs start, Rui's going to be at full steam.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's going to be back. Hopefully nothing happens to nobody else.
Right.
Hopefully Goodwin continues to play like he's playing.
Right.
I'm not even sure what's wrong with Hayes.
I think it's knee or something like that. Knee, ankle,
but
something
I
like
think Hayes is actually giving us more than we thought he was going to give us.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe not.
I still don't need to see.
offensively.
I still don't need to see him on the floor in the fourth quarter. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, defensively, you don't think so?
No, I'd rather go small to end the game. 5 minutes left. I'd rather have a.
Why? When you got freaking.
I need a Vandal in the court. Vandal give me offensive rebounds. Vandal give me extra possessions.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
just love what
what's-
Vandal gives me.
So what's So you got Reeves,
Mm-hmm.
you got Luka, you got LeBron definitely on the floor in the fourth, And you're saying Vando
and Dorian Finney, or Rui, whoever's playing well
Rui
between Dorian Finney and Rui.
Finney. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I say go small. You can switch everything, and
Depends on who you're playing.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
You know,
with that.
because I don't think going small on Denver's that's not gonna work.
Yeah, true.
You know, so you're gonna need
A big man. And Hayes has been playing well. Yes.
And the team defense against Jokic
Right.
has
Right.
been working.
Right. Friending him and somebody on the backside, and then closing out to shooters.
Didn't we win both games? Or did we win, or we 1-1?
We might be 1-1, but we played them again without LeBron. So
No, okay, that don't count. Like that, all they're gonna do is double and triple
Luka, and you can't do that with LeBron James on the court. Let's switch over to the Eastern Conference. The Celtics did beat the Los Angeles Lakers. I've been watching them. I've been watching the integration of DeAndre Hunter with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Do you give the Cleveland Cavaliers a legitimate shot to beat the Celtics in the playoff series this year?
Absolutely. And I don't know if I'm saying that because I'm from Cleveland. So I'm a little biased.
A little bit.
You know what I'm saying? But I've always been a Cleveland believer, even when I shouldn't have been. You know? And they have the tools.
They do.
Back in the day, being a Cleveland fan, there was always this team that we always had to run through to get to that next level, and we could never do it.
And it was Boston.
And it was Chicago.
Chicago when Jordan hit the shot.
Right.
When Jordan hit the shot.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So I think possibly, even though I want Cleveland to go all the way in the East, I think Boston might be their roadblock. Unfortunately.
I mean, they lost in 5 games last season. I think that DeAndre Hunter deal at the trade deadline was really, really big for them. I'm still looking to see them integrate him into the offense more and more and more. But Evan Mobley, Jared Vanderbilt, Jared Allen, with Garland and Donovan Mitchell, who I've always thought was one of them ones.
Mm-hmm.
And he's showing that he's one of them ones. Donovan Mitchell's going to have to elevate his play in the playoffs. Darius Garland's going to have to show up and elevate his play in the playoffs. And I give him a shot, legitimate shot. I don't know. A healthy Celtics team with Porzingis is just different. And I don't know, can he stay healthy? Who knows? He barely was healthy last season and they still won. They have a really, really deep team. Do they have a legitimate shot? I mean, I say they have a puncher's chance, but that Celtics team is just, it's just so deep. I mean, Peyton Pritchard and Derek White just scored 40 each.
Yeah.
In a game. Like, what?
I mean, we had the Lakers had a chance to beat them yesterday.
If Bron came back with 4 or 5 minutes left, it was like a maybe 6-5 4-point game at the time.
Right.
You're talking about a different story.
Literally.
And
Tatum
had 40 that game.
Yeah, and we had our pieces. They had all their pieces.
Right. Except Porzingis. Yeah.
And we didn't have did we have Hayes that game?
We didn't have Hayes. We didn't have
Hayes or Rui.
Yep.
So that I'm telling you, man, those two players open up a lot for us.
1,000%.
You know, because I'm a Rui fan.
I mean,
I'm a Rui fan.
You like Rui? I think he's very low motor, but with a team with Luka Doncic and LeBron James, you can be low motor when you got those two on your team.
Absolutely. I think he's consistent.
12 points a game, 13.
That's all we need. If LeBron's giving us 25 and
Luka giving us 30,
damn near 30, Reeves giving us
20,
15,
damn near 20. Yeah.
Why we need freaking 20 from Rui? All we need is 12. We need Rui to give us what J.R. Smith used to give Cavaliers. That's all.
Okay.
That's all we need.
I want you to take it though. I want players that's going to take it though. And sometimes on the defensive end, Rui is just out of wax. And if he's not hitting shots in the playoffs, we saw this last year versus Denver, he's just in no man's land. And Jamal Murray hits the game winner on him in Game 5, I believe. So it's just sometimes Rui just to me is just so low motor. But we have our other wings just in case he is. Mm-hmm. Dorian Finney, Jared Vanderbilt, and things of that nature. Let's move on to the Dallas Mavericks. I want to give a
Boo.
I want to say prayers up to Kyrie Irving, who recently tore his ACL. He said the rehab process had already started. Anybody that loves basketball and likes basketball acknowledges what Kyrie Irving has brought to the game for the time that he has been in the NBA. Some of the best ball handling, one of the most skilled players we've ever seen. Won that championship alongside LeBron James. I always remember that Game 5 when they had 41 and 41 together to extend the series. And that was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. LeBron and Kyrie play. He hit the shot in Game 7 versus Steph Curry to secure that Cavs championship. So prayers up to Kyrie Irving, and we pray for a speedy recovery for him with that ACL. Now, the Dallas Mavericks are in a ride, Xavier. The Dallas Mavericks are in a ride. They don't got nobody. They're thinking about shutting AD down for the rest of the season. They traded their 25-year-old superstar, Luka Doncic. I don't know.
Clay.
And I'm going to keep saying this.
Yeah, they got Clay. They got about Clay.
I'm going to keep saying
He's
this.
still a splash.
What Nico Harrison did, and I'm going to ask this. As the NBA franchise, they say that the Dallas Mavericks have bigger fish to fry. Do you guys have bigger fish to fry, or are y'all trying to win? Because y'all need to tell y'all fan base right now, by trading away your 25-year-old superstar, I understand the Kyrie Irving injury came out of nowhere. But you traded your 25-year-old superstar for Anthony Davis, who is now injured too. Are y'all niggas trying to win for the next 10 years, 15 years? You're built to win now if they wouldn't have got injured. But are y'all actually trying to win? The Mavs ownership, are y'all actually trying to win? Because when you trade away a Luka Doncic and stuff like this starts to happen to your franchise, questions need to be asked. Nico Harrison, questions need to be asked. Should you really have traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic? You could use Luka right now if you're the Dallas Mavericks. You ain't got nobody. You had 7 players suit up the last game. Come on,
That
man.
fell apart really fast.
Fell apart really fast. And I think they did have a good roster.
I
With
thought
Anthony
they were,
Davis and Kyrie.
I thought they were going to be.
They were going to be good,
They were going
solid.
to make a deep playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
With AD healthy, Irving healthy, Thompson playing good, all the other pieces. I liked them.
Yeah.
Until I didn't.
Until it imploded. And Kevin Durant has been linked to the Dallas Mavericks organization in the summertime. I think them getting Kevin Durant will be a really, really good move for them.
I'm so tired of seeing him move from. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I'm sorry.
I am too.
I just want him to just stick it out, retire with the Suns.
He ain't doing that.
You know what I'm saying?
He ain't doing that, though.
How many teams is this now in the last 5 years? Stop it. Just stop moving. Just play ball, man. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's not that bad. It can't be that bad everywhere. Is it that bad? It was that bad in OKC? I'm sorry. It was that bad there?
I mean, okay, so OKC to the Warriors.
It was that bad in OKC. It was that bad in Golden State. It was that bad in
Nets.
Brooklyn. It was that bad in Phoenix.
It was that bad in Brooklyn, though.
Jeez,
Kyrie didn't want to play, and then James Harden.
Kyrie might have been the smart one out of everybody. I'm sorry. Looking back at the big picture, he might have been smarter than all of us. Go figure.
Go figure. So we shall see what happens. I want to talk about this last topic. Steph Curry, top 5. There's been a lot of traction, and I saw a tweet that said, if Steph wins a ring with Jimmy Butler, I'll put him over Magic Johnson.
Oh, my God. Stop it.
And let me tell you something.
Butler ain't a bum.
Butler ain't no bum. But let me tell you something. A lot of people in those comments said, I already got Steph over Magic.
Listen, when you start, I mean, it gets tiresome.
Come on, man.
It gets tiresome when you keep
Steph over Magic?
When you keep comparing all
Is
these
that absurd?
guys to each other. You can't compare them.
Magic was really just passing.
Have you
the
ever
ball.
played NBA live and tried to play the old '70s guys against the newer?
Yes,
generation?
yeah.
It's
2K or
hard to
something.
do.
Yeah,
It's hard to do.
It is.
They're slower.
you're right.
The defense isn't the same. I mean, come on, y'all need to stop.
But I need y'all to stop with the Steph Curry is better than Magic Johnson already comparisons. Magic Johnson, a 5-time NBA champion? Somebody who went to the finals 9 times? 42, 15, and 7 in his first NBA finals after Kareem went down?
Wasn't it just a couple years ago that Golden State didn't even make the playoffs?
Thank you.
They still had Curry on the team.
But you know what the Golden State Warriors fans are doing now? They're saying that Curry never had the team. They're saying in 2015 when they won the championship, even though their motto was strength in numbers, they had Sean Livingston coming off the bench, they had Andre Iguodala coming off the bench, they had Leandro Barbosa coming off the bench, they had David Lee, who was an all-star, coming off the bench. Even though their motto was strength in numbers, they're now going to do revisionist history and say, oh, Steph really didn't play with nobody. He didn't play with an all-time top 75 player because Klay Thompson was an all-time. Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and that whole Warriors team in 2015 was really good.
Listen.
And let's put it in proper context. Bron didn't have Kyrie or Kevin Love in that series.
At all.
And they won.
At all. And
they won against Bron by himself.
I tell you this, it wasn't Curry, and it wasn't Draymond, it wasn't Thompson. If the year that Irving and Love got hurt and LeBron had to do it by himself, if Livingston was not playing, we would have won that series. Livingston was, I don't even think he missed. That mid-range was ridiculous during that series.
Ridiculous.
It just took the wind out of it every time.
Right. And when you have a bench that can come in and do what the Golden State bench did at that time, it's crazy. And then, okay, so Steph won that. They lost in 2016. 2017, they
had to go get Durant.
Freaking Kevin Durant is on your team now.
Right.
So for 2 straight rings, Kevin Durant is on your team.
So the first time you won is because Love and Irving got hurt.
Uh-huh.
Second time you won, didn't Kyrie get hurt? I'm not Kyrie, but Kawhi get hurt?
Kawhi did get hurt in the 2017 Western Conference
Finals. They were on
Finals.
their way to winning that series before Kawhi got hurt.
They were up by 20 in the game 1. That's all I'm gonna say. They were up by 20 in game 1.
It wasn't looking good.
and then Chris Paul, and I love look. Let me preface this by saying this because I don't want people to mistake me. I
love Curry. Don't trip.
I love Curry. I'm literally from the Bay Area. I'm a Lakers fan, but I used to literally watch the Warriors with Monte Ellis and Steph Curry. I literally used to watch Darrell Wright, who led the team in 3-point makes at the time before Steph Curry was even Steph Curry when it came to threes. I watched him get drafted. I watched a 3-man race for Rookie of the Year between Tyreek Evans, Brandon Jennings, and Steph Curry. Like, I really love the history of the Warriors. That's my second favorite team of all time. I freaking love Curry, and I think he's a top 10 player of all time. I don't think he's top 5, but I think he's top 10 of all time. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I think he is a top 10 player of all time. I freaking love Curry. But we have to put stuff in proper context. Y'all went and got Kevin Durant for 2 of those rings. Now, 2022, when Curry won that ring by himself against the Celtics, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to put every single ring in proper context. So he has 4 of them, but really one of them was by himself. One of them Irving and Love was injured, and you can say 2016, so he could really have two, because 2016 Draymond got suspended, and he was quote unquote hurt. So you can give him two, but he wasn't even Finals MVP in 2015. Irving Magic Johnson? Irving Magic Johnson?
Stepped in and played center.
Come on, man. 42, 15, and 7 after playing center.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
I think Curry played center one year, didn't he?
And they didn't make they didn't make nothing. I just think
Some of the takes are silly.
I just feel like we need to stop comparing eras.
They really
Like
do. We really do.
Magic Johnson did what he did in the 1980s, and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird literally saved the NBA. You want to talk about Steph Curry, who changed the game? Yes, Steph Curry changed the game, but so did Magic Johnson. We ain't never seen nobody that's 6'9" that facilitated the offense like Magic Johnson did. 6'9"? Then you get the Penny Hardaways. You really get the Scottie Pippens, who was able to initiate offense with what they were. That was after Magic Johnson. That was after the contributions that Magic Johnson had in the NBA. The NBA was on tape delay after Magic Johnson. Y'all want to talk about change the game? Magic Johnson changed the game too. But y'all don't want to talk about the 80s because it's not good to watch now in 2025. Let's stop comparing eras, but let's look at the resume. Magic Johnson's resume is just as far as greater as Steph Curry's resume. And I understand if you want to say if he wins this ring, there's definitely a conversation with Jimmy Butler. If he wins a ring this year, it's definitely a conversation.
Well, I mean, he's not, but I mean, why are
if
we
he
even
does,
talking about it?
Right.
He's not. He's not. The Golden State, I'm sorry.
You don't like them like that? They've been playing well.
Hey, listen.
They've been playing well.
I've been scared of Golden State for years because, like I said, I'm from Cleveland, and I'm a LeBron fan, so when he was there, I was with him.
Uh-huh.
I've been scared of Golden State for a long time. I'm not scared of Golden State. I'm sorry. I'm not scared of Golden State. I like Butler. I like Curry.
Him. I like Dre.
I like Draymond.
One of the best, highest IQ players you've ever seen in the game.
But they are not going to go through LeBron and
Luka.
I'm sorry. It's not
1,000%. 1,000%. But the conversations are funny to have, and I definitely want to have it. We are going to have more sports debate on another sports podcast. There's a lot of NFL news that's going on. I will recap a lot of that. But this is another sports podcast. This is another episode. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Cayman. Peace.